At 71, most people begin to see age as a limitation, but Stacy Killion seems to view it quite differently. And when you look at her, the natural question arises: what does she do differently to remain so active and physically fit at such a young age? Today, we'll explore Stacy's lifestyle not as a story of miraculous rejuvenation, but as a set of principles that can truly help you maintain strength, mobility, and independence for longer. Some of them are so simple that you can start implementing them today, regardless of your age and fitness level. Watch this video to the end. It'll be interesting and useful. So let's get started. The first thing Stacy has done is not see age as a reason to stop. For her, working out isn't a temporary project or a way to get ready for summer. It's part of everyday life. And here lies a principle that's far more important than any specific exercise or piece of equipment. Physical activity shouldn't be a feat you accomplish occasionally, but a habit you can maintain for years. This is especially important with age. The body gradually loses muscle mass and strength if muscles aren't sufficiently challenged. And muscles are far more than just a matter of appearance. They help a person get out of a chair, climb stairs, carry groceries, maintain balance, and respond to sudden loss of stability. Therefore, in old age, it's no longer just a matter of how much a person weighs or how fit their body looks. Much more important is how well it continues to function. Stacy also has another interesting characteristic. She especially enjoys training her upper body. At first glance, this might seem like just a personal preference, but working the muscles of the arms, shoulders, chest, and back has a very practical purpose. A strong upper body helps with many everyday tasks: lifting a bag, carrying things, opening a heavy door, reaching for an object on a shelf, and bracing yourself when you lose your balance. The back is especially important here. Many people start exercising solely for the abs, glutes, or arms, neglecting the muscles that support their posture. But a strong back and shoulder girdle help maintain normal movement mechanics and make the body more functional. Therefore, if your goal is not just to look good but to age more slowly, it's worth building a workout program around the whole body, not just one problem area. Stacy films her workouts, in part to better understand and control her technique. It seems like a small thing, but this approach is very revealing. It means a person isn't just mechanically performing repetitions, but is observing what's happening in their body. And this is a healthy habit at any age. If training independently, periodically, videotaping the exercise can actually be more helpful than trying to lift heavier weights. Watch to see if your core position is maintained, if your joints are loose, and if you're starting to compensate with other muscles. But there's an important caveat. Good technique doesn't mean you never make mistakes. On the contrary, proper training requires constant adjustments. Therefore, don't take Stacy's videos as instructions to literally copy her movements. Everyone has their own level of fitness, joint condition, limitations, and injury history. Especially if someone hasn't trained in a while or has chronic conditions, it's wise to discuss the intensity with a specialist first. Stacy's other principle can be summed up in one word: discipline. And this is perhaps the most difficult for most people. We're used to thinking of health as a series of correct decisions: buying a membership once, starting a perfect diet, waking up at 5 a.m., giving up all the junk food. The problem is that such radical changes rarely last for years. A system that can be repeated over and over again is far more effective. In this sense, discipline isn't the ability to force yourself to do something every day. It's the ability to make beneficial behavior so habitual that it no longer depends on your mood. If you feel like exercising today, you exercise. If you don't feel like it, there's also a predetermined minimum you can accomplish. Another detail in Stacy's story is that she doesn't dwell on difficulties. She keeps moving forward. This may sound like a typical motivational phrase, but it has a very practical meaning. Everyone will have periods when they have to skip workouts. There will be fatigue, travel, illness, bad mood, busy schedules, and a drop in motivation. The main mistake in such situations is to think, once I've lapsed, everything is lost. Missing a week feels like starting over. The truth is, your body doesn't require perfection. If you haven't trained for a month, don't try to make up for it all in 1 week. Return with a lighter intensity and gradually build back up to your usual volume. If you don't have the energy for a full workout today, just go for a walk. If you can't do an hour, do 20 minutes. In the long run, the ability to come back after a break is much more valuable than perfect discipline without a single failure. Another point that can't be overlooked is the absence of bad habits in Stacy's lifestyle. We don't know all the details of her diet, sleep, or medical history, so it would be wrong to attribute any specific rules to her that aren't in the original data. But the principle is clear. Exercise shouldn't be seen as an indulgence for everything else. You can't just work off cigarettes at the gym. You can't completely compensate for chronic sleep deprivation with a hard workout. And you can't achieve a healthy lifestyle just by lifting weights a few times a week. Longevity is a combination of factors. Movement works much better in the context of adequate sleep, a balanced diet, quitting smoking, moderate or no alcohol consumption, managing chronic diseases, and regular preventative health checkups. And perhaps the most interesting thing about Stacy's story is that her secret to youth seems completely open-ended. There's no need to look for a single magic pill or unique product. What we have here is a combination of regular movement, strength training, attention to technique, discipline, and the ability to persevere despite challenges. And if after watching this video, you want to start making changes, don't try to replicate someone else's life entirely. Start at your own level. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.